Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Psych 301, Intro to Research Methods in Psychology for this summer session. This is an online class, and I will be going over the syllabus and everything that is required for the class. Just as introduction, my name is Dr. Spilkin, and I will be teaching you the lecture portion of this class. I have a PhD in clinical psychology with a specialization in neuropsychology. And I've done research for many years, and I love research methods. So I'm really excited to be teaching this class to you over the summer. This is my email. That's the best way to reach me. And office will be by appointment on Zoom if you want to have any office hours. We have a course website on Canvas. Hopefully you've all found that by now. And then you also all have a lab, which will be Thursdays from 4 to 5:50. This is also online. Please note that all of our Zoom labs will be recorded. This lab will be done or taught by your TA, Zarina, who is wonderful and has taught this class many times. And this is her email as well. Let's see here. And because the Zoom labs will be recorded, it's up to you if you want to have your camera on or off. In terms of research methods, I like this quote: "Research is formalized curiosity. It is poking and prying with a purpose." I think a lot of people feel like research methods is pretty boring, but I would say that it's the opposite. It's actually really interesting, where you are asking questions, trying to figure out how to find the answers to those questions, getting those answers, and then coming up with more questions. It's really a creative process. So in terms of our course overview, you'll be learning and implementing various methodologies used in psychology research. Lectures will cover experimental techniques, methodological concepts, and statistical procedures. Labs will be heavily interactive and may include designing and conducting your own research and reporting them in APA-style reports. And I shouldn't have said may, they will. Although we only have, I think it's 5 synchronous labs, I am going to continue to tell you to please, if you can, join the labs synchronously. Even the asynchronous ones, your TA will be there, and you will find you will do a lot better in this class if you are able to attend the labs synchronously, because you'll get your questions answered and will probably feel a lot better about learning the material if you're there in person. Like I said, the asynchronous labs will also be recorded, so you can watch them later, but it will be absolutely necessary for you to watch the labs. If you're not in lab, then you'll need to watch those recordings asynchronously. And to me, if you can be there at that time, it's going to be a better experience. You'll be more apt to, I think, pay attention, like I said, get your questions answered, and probably just feel better about the class. We'll talk about lab in a little bit, but that's my first plug to please attend as many labs as you can. Our learning goals is to understand scientific method and answer questions about human behavior. We'll learn about measurement issues, what's a construct versus an observable behavior, how to develop operational definitions, how to write good survey questions, how to develop measures that are reliable and valid. You'll also learn design issues. How do you state hypotheses in a way that you can test them? Design or plan modest studies using correlational, experimental, and quasi-experimental designs, and develop good strategies for sampling and assignment to treatments. Probably most important to me is this part 2, making sense of data that you've collected or read in the news. So many of you may never decide to be researchers and have to take this class because it's a requirement. And this may be the only research you ever do. But if you do go on to graduate school in psychology, you'll have to take more and research classes and do more research. But if not, you'll read research findings in the news all the time or hear about them. And so I would like you to leave this class with an understanding of how to interpret results. If you hear something in the news, if you read a headline, what are some questions you should ask? Can you feel confident in those results? That's really important to me. How to evaluate the type of conclusion that's drawn from the results. And if it's something that's important to you, how do you go on and maybe learn a little bit more about the research that's been done? And then a large part of our class is learning how to write scientific papers. And you'll be writing 2 full papers in this class, APA style papers, and we'll focus on accuracy, learning to follow the APA style directions exactly, how to describe things in accurate detail, how to check everything for spelling and that it makes sense, learning how to follow the specific American Psychological Association, that's APA, American Psychological Association, guidelines for scientific writing, and how to make clear, effective, persuasive statements in your writing. Again, this is really great if you're going on to graduate school and you'll have to do more writing, or in other classes at San Diego State as you complete your undergraduate classes. But it's important for life. If you can be a clear, effective writer, no matter what career you go into, that'll be helpful. I'll let you read the department learning goals on your own. This syllabus is posted, so you can come back to those. In terms of required materials, this is an immediate access course, and so that's the easiest way to get the materials. You get a special discounted rate on our textbook, and their textbook is absolutely required. So you need the book, and it's already available for you as of today on Canvas. And you get that special reduced price for use of materials for the whole semester, unless you opt out of the content by 7:59 p.m. on the add drop date. If you have questions about this, please contact this website for any immediate access questions. I really don't have the details. All I know is it's all available to you on Canvas, and if you don't opt out, then you will get charged the price, which I believe is $79, and that's for 2 textbooks. It's our Writing with Style textbook and Research Methods with Inquisitive, which is our online homework program by Morling, and you get an SPSS for Research Methods. So all of these are included in the immediate access. So that's probably the easiest way to do it. If you choose not to do immediate access for some reason, I'm not sure why, again, these prices for immediate access are really the best you'll find, then you would need to purchase the text separately at the bookstore, and you need to get the part that comes with Inquisitive. You need the Inquisitive software, and then our Writing with Style textbook. The lab manual will be available for free on Canvas as a PDF file, so that's nothing you have to buy. You'll have access to that on Canvas. And then we have PowerPoints and videos. Those are all posted on Canvas as well. You will need access to a working computer for the entirety of this class. I understand sometimes computers break. I had a computer break in the middle of an online semester. You will not be excused from assignments, and you certainly can't have a long period of time without a computer. So you may want to be thinking about, if my computer breaks, what's my next option? Can I borrow from somebody? Do I have a plan to purchase another one? Because you won't have 4 weeks to kind of figure that out. You're going to need, I'll give you certainly a day or 2 or 3 to get things back up and running, but then you're going to need to be back online. Let's see, course format. It's fully online. We have non-synchronous posted lectures. So those are my lectures that are all non-synchronous and posted. PowerPoint slides, lab PowerPoints. We have Inquisitive assignments that I'll talk about, activities and lab reports. Everything will be available on Canvas. As I said, we have 5 synchronous labs. It is to your advantage to go to all of the synchronous labs, and in fact, you should. But beyond that, I would also suggest you attend your TA's office hours, even after the synchronous labs are complete, so you can really understand the lab reports. And as I said, the asynchronous labs, please attend those as well. If it's possible for you to just mark that off on your calendar, that's to your advantage. Those asynchronous labs will be posted for you. The video will be posted so you could watch them at your convenience. But when we're on campus, this is a very interactive, the lab part of this class is very interactive. And your TA is answering your questions, and then another question comes up, and it's mostly about writing and your lab reports. And so, again, I think it's to your big advantage to attend synchronously. If you can't, you can always attend asynchronously. You're going to need to watch those lectures, those lab lectures, and then go to office hours so that you can get your questions answered there. So you certainly can do fine in this class if you can't attend synchronously, but it just may be easier because you can get your questions answered right away if you're there at the same time as your TA. Let's see. Classroom policies. So this is really a learning by doing class. Even though we're virtual, participation is very important. And that means listening to the online lectures each week, completing your online activities, attending Zoom lab and office hours if you have questions. Respect. Please show respect to the instructor and your TA and other students in our class. Grade challenges. After getting a grade, if you have 1 week to check your grade with me or Zarina. So feel free, particularly with writing, if you have a question, let us know. We will look over your response. If perhaps something was graded incorrectly, we will absolutely make the change, but it's just a good lesson is to not wait till the very end of the semester and then come to your TA and say, like, I have problems with how you graded all 10 of my lab reports. Keep up with them. And of course, if there's any questions or problems, we'll work with you on that. There's lots of different activities that will be graded in this class. So we have 3 exams. There'll be multiple choice questions, matching, short answer, not really essay, but short answer questions. The first 2 midterms are worth 100 points, and the third is cumulative and worth 150 points. The exams include material from the book, the lab manual, the writing guide, lectures, in-class activity, everything. You'll have 75 minutes to take the first 2 exams and 120 minutes for the final exam. They're administered online through Canvas, and more specific instructions will be to follow. If you have official accommodations from San Diego State for extra time on exams, please email me the paperwork so I can ensure that you receive your extra time. No late exams will be given without documentation from some kind of emergency. If you know that you're going to miss an exam for some reason, please let me know ahead of time so we can make some arrangements. And that's really only done on a case-by-case basis. If you take a late exam, there will be a percentage deduction on your exam. We have Canvas activities. Those are due at 11:59 p.m. on Sundays. Like I said, it's a research by doing class, so we have activities that I post for you on Canvas. They're meant to reinforce concepts and help prepare you for the exams. And that's worth 25% towards, or 25 points, sorry, not percent, 25 points towards your total grade. There are no exceptions or extensions for the Sunday evening due dates. Basically, everything opens on Monday. Your whole module for the week will open on Monday. You'll see all the assignments, and then that's all due in terms of the Canvas activities and Inquisitives by Sunday at 11:59. So You can do them early, anytime in the week. I would suggest not waiting till Sunday at 11:50 because that's usually when you don't have enough time or your computer breaks or something like that. Anything late will have maximum half credit. And everything, if you're going to do any late work, it's due by the last day of class, okay, which is August 13th, if you want to receive any points. The Inquisitive Chapters, so this is an online homework program that we'll be using, and you practice basically the chapter material at your own pace. They're meant to reinforce concepts and help prepare you for the exams. You will have 10 chapters worth of inquisitive assignments. They're worth 3 points each for a total of 30 points towards your grade. Those are also due Sundays, and so you want to complete them before the due date. You cannot complete the inquisitive assignments late, so there's no way to complete them after the due date. You must access the inquisitive assignments through the Canvas course in order for your scores to report to the gradebook. So you'll see in each weekly module, there's something for you to click on that says Inquisitive, Chapter 1. You click on that, it takes you to the Inquisitive website, and then you begin the assignment. If you don't see and then once you complete it, your grade gets transferred to the Canvas gradebook. If you don't see your score in the Canvas gradebook, or if you're prompted to enter a student set ID, that means you're not enrolled correctly. And so you can let me know, or if you're having registration or technical issues, you can open a support ticket here. Usually it works pretty well through Canvas. So I think once you get started, you'll see how it works, and it should be pretty straightforward. We have 2 different papers that you'll be writing. We start with APA paper 1. We're going to be doing a research paper on multitasking, and we'll have a lab manual available for you. And every week in lab, you're going to work on the different sections of this APA paper. So instead of saying, you've got 5 weeks, go ahead and write your first paper, we actually break it up for you. And so in the first lab, we're going to work on the introduction, and then the methods section and results section. So we break it up piece by piece, and then by the end of 5 or 6 weeks, you've completed an entire paper. After we do that, then we start on APA paper 2, because you've learned so much from the first experience of writing a paper. It'll be a different topic, and again, we'll go through it section by section. So introduction, methods, results, discussion, etc. And this is what you'll be working on in lab with Zarina. So the points are down here. It's pretty straightforward. You have 200 points for midterms. You have 2 midterms at 100 points each. Our final is worth 150 points. There are 75 points available for APA paper 1. That's broken down into a number of different labs. 89 points for APA paper 2. The inquisitive homework assignments are 30 points if you do all of them. There's no reason you all shouldn't get those 30 points. And the Canvas activities, 20 points, which gives us 569 total points. And then the grading is pretty straightforward. All right, class policies. Like I said, if you have any accommodations, please let me know as soon as possible so I can be sure that you get the accommodations that you need. If you've got any student concerns, problems, let me know. We can typically work this out, and I will be more than happy to address any concerns you have. And you can see if for some reason we're not able to work out a problem, then you could go talk to the psychology department chair, etc. I've never had a problem we can't work out. I'll let you read all of this on your own. The one I want to really highlight is academic honesty, that please, please, please do not cheat, do not plagiarize. If you have any questions about what that means, feel free to let me or your TA know, but basically everything in this class should be your own work. And if you are caught cheating or plagiarizing, you'll receive a 0 on the assignment and may fail the class. So please it's very important for your future classes in psychology that you know how to write an APA style paper. And so we need this to be your own work. There's really no reason for you to be cheating in any way. So please just don't do it. I'm going to let you read all of this. If you've got any medical related absences, particularly since we're in a pandemic, please let me know. Be in contact with me so we can work out whatever we need to do. All right, and then we're almost there. Here's our schedule. I do say subject to change just in case something happens over the course of the summer. But of course, we will let you know. We'll post an announcement and send an email. So this is sort of how our class will look. The weeks that are blue, those are asynchronous labs. The weeks that are red, those are synchronous labs. So first week, welcome and introduction to class. That's what we're doing right now. This is where you're going to work out any technical issues. Be sure you can access the books, Inquisitive, Canvas, that everything is working for you. And we're going to be working on chapter 1, so you'll see my chapter 1 lecture available for you. We have an asynchronous lab 1, but I would say please attend if possible. It's the first week. It's going to be important for you to meet Zarina if you possibly can, and get some information on what labs will be like, an overview of Psych 301. You're going to be logging into Qualtrics. There's a plagiarism activity that you need to do, and then reading a background article and completing the article summary sheet. If you cannot attend synchronously, then you are going to need to watch her lab asynchronously and then ask questions. Okay, so, what's going on here? Sorry, guys. The next lab, week 2. This is chapter 2, sources of information, that we'll be working on in lecture. And then we have our first synchronous lab where you'll be working on the introduction of your multitasking paper and taking a survey. Must be in lab that day. Week 3, we're going to work on chapter 3, 3 claims and 4 validities, and we'll have our first exam. It's summer, so it goes quickly. You'll take this exam on Friday on Canvas. You'll have all day on Friday to take it, and it covers chapter 1 through 3, everything that we've done in chapters 1 through 3, as well as our labs. And then you will have a synchronous lab on that Thursday where you're going to work on methods and results. And methods and results will also be included in your exam. So all of this will be part of your exam. Week 4, we're going to go to chapter 5. We skipped chapter 4 in the beginning here. Identifying good measurement, another synchronous lab where you'll work on the discussion of your paper and the abstract. And by the end of week 4, you'll have completed your first full paper, so putting it all together. Week 5, this is chapter 6, surveys and observations. You have another synchronous lab. We have our ice cream survey, discussing the variables for your second paper, a literature review, background article. Week 6 is sampling. And then in your synchronous lab, you're going to be doing article summaries and creating hypotheses. At that point, you're all set up for your second paper. Week 7, we're going to be talking about correlations, and you'll have your second exam. And you have your another asynchronous lab here, but again, if you can attend, even better. So that'll be lab 7. Week 8, we're on chapter 10, Intro to Simple Experiments, and then an asynchronous lab on methods section for the second paper. Week 9, it's chapter 11, Experiments, Confounding and Obscuring Variables, and then you'll be doing results in your asynchronous lab. This is a lot of statistics, so I would attend lab again if possible. Then we move to chapter 4. This is ethical guidelines, and you'll be writing your discussion section in lab. And then Chapter 12, experiments with 2 or more than 1 independent variable. And this Lab 11, that'll be your last lab, where you'll put together your second paper. And then our last week of class, it's just Chapter 13, quasi-experiments and small end designs, and then a final exam on the Friday. Oh, it's Friday the 13th. Sorry about that. And it'll be covering mostly the stuff since the second midterm and then some cumulative information. I will post study guides, so that should help. All right, everybody, I'm really looking forward to having you all in class. And if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. And thank you so much.